I'm spinning around, move out of my way. I know you feel it because you like it like this. This is Becoming a Professional Bass Player. My name's Deborah and this is the video journal of my career transition. And that was the gorgeous Kylie. Well, at least her bass line. Oh, and the beginnings of it, because I'm practicing it for our summer gig on the 18th of July. I have loved Kylie for the longest time and I make no apology for that. Some of you who've been watching this show for a while will know that I have a Lego picture. When I left my job as a marketing manager at Lego, they gave me a picture of Kylie Minogue made out of Lego because I loved her so much. And she currently resides in the toilet here in my therapy room. So sometimes clients do come in and say, is that Kylie Minogue in your bathroom? I say, yes, you know, one day I'll let her out. I was actually really enjoying, Netflix have done a documentary on Kylie. They've done some on the Beckhams lately that were very good. And I've really enjoyed the one on Kylie. She's a very private person and, you know, rightly so. She doesn't particularly court the press in her job as an entertainer. So it was really great hearing from her and her point of view. Everything at the moment at Glitterball is very summery. So we are busy working on the summer concert, which is the 18th of July at the Railway with Divine Fun. And also Glitterball, I've sort of taken to having, when I started my own company, because, you know, it gives you the opportunity to do things in the way that you'd like to. And I always heard that Richard Branson's Virgin had a yearly party at his house. And I thought, I want to do that. I'm just going to pretend that, that we're that big and we're that successful and have everybody round once a year to have a really lovely time and thank them for all their hard work. And this year it's the 28th of June. So I've been clearing everything up and getting everything ready. So it's currently a blank slate for me to fill with flowers that hopefully will plant now, water up, and will be really magnificent and disco based on the 28th of June. I've also been very busy this week tasting food. So the Truly Red gig, the other priority that I'm working on at the moment, in fact, it's coming up before the Divine Funk gig, is the Truly Red gig on the 10th of July at the Fickle Pickle. So practicing the set, and I'll talk about that in a bit because I'm struggling with the set a bit. But also the Fickle Pickle want to offer food with the tickets, and you know me, I'm quite thorough about these things, and I didn't want to offer food with a ticket that we're selling that people wouldn't enjoy. And I looked at the menu of pub classics and I just thought, I didn't hold out much hope. There's been many a poor frozen lasagna had by myself over the years, and I was just a bit like, this looks a little bit depressing. So I thought, I've got to check this out. I'm pleased to say I was thoroughly wrong. So I've met the guys at Sam's Grill, which is a tiny little establishment on Milton Road. And it's run by Sam and his colleague Mohammed. Oh my word, these guys are amazing. Complete sort of unsung, not quite heroes, but unsung talent there in the kitchen. Everything is homemade. The lasagna is homemade. So I ordered the lasagna because I thought that for me is the real litmus test of can you cook? Can you make a decent lasagna? And I thought, I looked at the menu of burgers and wraps and grills and I thought, if you're going to do anything frozen, it will be that lasagna. I bet that's come in from, you know, a warehouse or something. No, it was absolutely gorgeous, and they made me their homemade burger with homemade truffle sauce, caramelized onions. All of it was made from scratch. I was blown away and absolutely delighted. So, and a bit greedy. So I had good tasting and enjoyed my food. So Martha has now started designing a menu for the Fickle Pickle. So we've created a shortened menu for that evening. And we're going to create little Fickle Pickle burger sticks and things like that to go in the burgers and the vegan enchiladas and stuff. So that's a fun job and we're looking forward to doing that. The set list for Truly Red is, I'm noticing that I'm procrastinating over doing it. I've got them all written out here on cards. So if you're in Truly Red and you're watching this thinking, why haven't we had the set yet? This is where I'm at with it. It's not that I haven't done it. I've written them out in different colours depending on what album they're from. So I can sort of balance the albums and the content. I will probably go through and label them as up-tempo and ballads and stuff like that, so I can mix those up or have a slow section and what have you. But I think I'm just, I've always felt a bit underconfident with making sets. What makes a great playlist? If you've got any ideas, do pop them down underneath in terms of tempo. I know that I want a really party end. I know that you need to start, we've got 2 sets, so I know that we need to start strong and end strong on each of those sets. And I know that I want a party ending. Simply Red are quite hard to, like lots of other bands or their songs are, that's a fast one or that's a slow one or that's up to, you know. But with Simply Red, although the tempo will be the same, they don't change the tempo in the middle of the song, but they move. One of the things I love about them is their music is very surprising. You start with something quite simple and by the end you're rocking out. So it's like, oh, I don't know where to put this one, you know, or this is gonna, which is a good conundrum to have. Oh, I love that word. I just enjoy conundrum. Yes, it's a conundrum. I'll say it again. And I've got to work that out today. And I've also got to work out how to do web hosting for our website. That's foxing me as well. So there's a couple of things where I keep going to do it and thinking, I don't know how to do this. And then coming back from that. I had a lovely day on Tuesday at Talking Low and seeing all my friends and colleagues in the bass playing world, and they were helping me this month with wireless bass playing because normally Joe and Liam organise that for me when I play, but I want to begin to be more responsible with that and understand it, and also when I go out and play with other people I want to know what I'm doing. So they, bless them though, they're so kind. Like everybody chips in with their recommendations of what they would do. People will say, my friend Mick is going to lend me some wireless equipment to see if I like it. You know, just so lovely. So lovely. I wouldn't be without those guys. And I've booked in to see Michael Mondesi when he plays at Ronnie Scott's on, it's the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th of June. There are only restricted view seats left because it's so popular. He's playing with Billy Cobham, the sort of world-renowned drummer. There's a great guy on trumpet, Tom Walsh, that I really want to see. I really like his stuff. He plays with my favourite band ever, Young Guns Silver Fox. And he also plays with Izo Fitzroy, who's another artist that I love. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all of that. But yes, if you want to come along, you can peek at them from behind a curtain. I think that ticket's still left. Or look at them backwards through a mirror. They've got that. They've got that ticket left. That's the only. It's completely sold out, pretty much. I'm also preparing for my radio show, which I realised yesterday is now under 2 weeks away. And I don't yet know how to use the equipment. And I've begun to get just a little bit like queasy about it. As my friend Terry would say, you're going through a door into a new phase of your, a new opportunity, a new chapter. And there's the very great possibility that I might, screw it up in some way. And it hadn't dawned on me. I'd been like, yeah, radio show, great. And then I was watching Kylie last night on the Netflix documentary talk about before she went on stage at Glastonbury, how frightened she was and that she couldn't actually speak to anyone. And that had been the same for David Bowie. And I thought, oh, I'm feeling really queasy. And I thought, why am I feeling queasy? You know, maybe I'm just really tuned into Kylie and her experience. And I thought, no, this is about me. What's going on for me? What am I nervous about? And then this out of nowhere popped up this sort of voice, your radio show is in 2 weeks' time. I was like, oh, it's the first time I've actually been like proper nerves. Will it go well? Will people like me? Will people turn off in droves? You know. So if you'd like to help out and see whether I succeed or flounder, it's Wednesday the 3rd of June between 1 and 3 p.m. UK time on Digital City Radio, which is 103.7 FM, or you can find Digital City Radio online or on your app, as at the App Store. So I've texted a few people and we've put in a training session. And the staff there, you know, Miles and Matty and Junior have all been very kind. They're going to come along and help me work out how to use the software. I'm just nervous about having like great swathes of empty air time or something like that because I haven't pressed the right button. But it'll be all right. I'm going to sort of, what's that phrase? Feel the fear and do it anyway. Right, I've got to get going, and so have you. No doubt you've got a busy day ahead as well. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you on Tuesday. Take care. Bye-bye.